I'm back from MagicCon. Want to help me unpack? So it is the Wednesday after MagicCon. I just got all of the stuff out of my car. I kind of left it because I've been so tired, but for all the best reasons, because I had a great time. Want to kind of go over how it went for me. This was my first ever MagicCon, so I kind of had the unique experiences. I got to witness it as like a first time MagicCon goer, so I can kind of give you a beginner or sort of a newbie's perspective on everything and how friendly it was, I guess, for new people to come in and get involved. And basically it was just a blast. I got there on Friday. I had a creator pass for the entire weekend. I didn't end up doing the entire weekend because I got too tired, but my original plan was for the whole weekend. So I got there on Friday. I had a chance to kind of scope everything out. They had one big room that had like the main stage and all the vendors, and then way on the other side there were people doing the tournament stuff. And in the back was all the artists. Like they had a ton of artists who did like some Secret Lair stuff, some just like the regular cards, some old art so you get the cards signed. I didn't get any cards signed, but my friends did. It was really cool just to look at all the art. So the first day I kind of came and did a lap of everything. I looked at, they had some of the set pieces from it's like you're in a little magic scene. So I got to look around at those. I wasn't in cosplay yet, so I just kind of like scope and see what I wanted to take pictures of. I took pictures of everything without me in it. Like they had Watley and her dinosaur, the Weatherlight, Liliana's throne, this big Shivan dragon. It was really cool. So the first day me and my friend Zane, who if you watch the Cosplay Contest, was the Runo Stormkirk. And we watched the previews, so we got to see the new Doctor Who sets, which I'm super excited for. I took some pictures. I tried not to take a picture of everything, but I think I did take a picture of everything just because I was so excited about that set. Then we saw the Wilds of Eldraine. I don't know if it's called Commander set that's coming out, and then what Zane was waiting for was the Lord of the Rings set, which basically they just spend most of that time talking about how the One Ring works, and my eyes just kind of glazed over. If you just see how much text is involved with the One Ring, I just kind of saw that and I said, I'm never gonna learn that. It's gonna be like vehicles mutate. It's just gonna be one of those mechanics I'm never gonna learn, and it's gonna be fine, except I'm gonna have to learn it because I know Zane's gonna play it. So I'll just make him explain it to me every time. We went to that panel, kind of walked around. We went into the other room where they had like a free play space and some more like tournament play, as well as like the creator corner where you can hang out. I got to see Family the Gathering, and I got a sticker from them, but I lost it. And I'm kind of bummed about that. It might still be in this box. we haven't gotten down far in it yet, but I hope it's in here, but I lost my sticker from them. And then the second day, Saturday, was the big day. It was the big cosplay day, which I was really anxious throughout this whole thing. So if you would have like come up to me at any time and asked, hey, how's it going? I was probably terrified, but looking back on it was all so much fun. I got to see so many cool people and do so many cool things that despite my anxiety, I'm really happy that I went. So day started early because I had to paint my whole face blue. Spooked the other people in my Airbnb, walking around with just my wig cap and my gray face. We had to be there early for judging, which all the judges were super nice. You go in one at a time and talk about pieces that you're proud of, let them take a close look at it. We got to security and they look at Zane's trident and they go, oh, you can't bring that in here. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, the shaft part is metal. and that's not allowed. So we're gonna have to have you go put that back in your car. So he went into the judging without his trident. He showed him pictures of it, and if you saw, they did eventually talk to some people, and he got to have it for the show. Most of the day we had no trident. Where is it? This piece, or is it this one? This piece kept coming off. It was like, I could stick it back on and it would stay for a couple minutes and then it would just pop back off. So I kind of like really crunched on there, and then they called my name for judging and it just popped right back off. So I got to go right into judging with a broken piece, and which now it's fine, because afterwards we went into the quiet area, which I appreciate as someone with anxiety that they had a quiet area. We went into the quiet area so I could super glue it back together. I mean, I don't think I wasn't planning on winning anything that day anyway. I didn't build this for a contest. It's just, I was kind of peer pressured by my friends to enter at the last minute, which I'm totally glad I did. It was so much fun. But it probably didn't help me that my parts were broken. Yeah, we walked around for most of the day, took a lot of pictures with a lot of people, revisited all of those little scene areas to take pictures. Everything stayed together pretty well. It didn't really help my anxiety that I couldn't take any deep breaths while wearing this. I had to remind myself I couldn't take deep breaths or else this would pop open. No deep breaths, no yawning were the rules, which was a bit difficult, but we got there and I had my friends there to stick it back together if I did take too deep of a breath. Right when we got there, I drove there. I didn't drive with all my armor on. We got there, got to the parking lot, started putting everything on, put my teeth in, and then one of them falls out and falls in a puddle under my car. So I'm just kind of stuck. Like, I'm a vampire with one tooth. Well, it was like, do I go one tooth throughout this whole day, or do I go no teeth? Which is probably the good answer is no teeth, but I like the look of the fangs. But I washed it off. I'm sure I didn't get all of the parking lot dirt off of it, but you know, the things we do for our art, I had took the fang in, kind of cleaned it off in the bathroom, stuck it back on. So I did have both my fangs for the cosplay contest, but one of them did take a spill in the parking lot. Fun fact. I'm really happy with how the last minute cape turned out to cover the back. Looking at like pictures, I'm glad that this was covered up because it's just kind of scuffed looking. I don't know if I showed it, but I added kind of these silver pieces on, and then they velcroed onto the shoulders like that, so it kind of looks a little fancy, you know? The cosplay contest itself was super fun. We met up with all the other cosplayers like an hour beforehand, so then we could all go backstage together. I met some really cool people. At one point we were all showing each other pictures of our pets. It was just a really fun experience getting to just like go up on stage, kind of act silly for a minute. I didn't know they were gonna ask me questions, but they asked me questions, and I think I answered them okay. My friend Misha, who you might know from their incredible Fibble Thip cosplay, she also plays D&D with me in the Rolls to Die For, so I'm very, very proud of her and her Slimefoot cosplay. They won. It was incredible. Another member of that D&D party, it's Anna Margaret, also won a prize. I'm not sure which one, but hers was so cool, and it was moving pieces, lighting up pieces. Both of those costumes were so technologically advanced, in addition to how much tiny detail there was. Like, you have to be really up close to Slimefoot to see how all these teeny tiny little mushrooms, and like there were these hidden gnomes in it. It was just incredible work. All the cosplays were incredible. I could have sat and like stared at each one of them and just admired them forever, but there's no time for that. My wig was too tight. I had a headache most of the day, and this 3 days later I still have. You can see if I haven't face tuned it out. the marks from my wig cap. So that's also something we're gonna do next time, is we're gonna find a way to not have it be so tight that it hurts. And I couldn't really adjust it that well. One, because I was wearing claws, and two, because I didn't want to mess up my face paint, because I didn't bring my face paint with me to touch up, which is another thing I should probably do in the future. I ended up leaving this with, these weren't even part of my costume. This was my friend's costume, had elf ears, and somehow I ended up with a box full of elf ears from lending her one pair of elf ears. So that was an unexpected. I was planning on being Vampire of the Dire Moon on on Sunday, but after the cosplay contest, I was just so tired. I didn't know if I could do another con day, which we ended up going to an art museum, which did not end up being kind to my feet because we were walking around more anyway. But you know, it was fun. It was very quiet, very relaxing. And I think if I do this in the future, well, I'm definitely going to do another one of these in the future. If I do another 2-day stint, I'll probably do Saturday, Sunday instead of Friday, Saturday. But I mean, you don't know these things until you do it. But I had an incredible time. It was really cool. I got to meet a lot of people that I've only talked to on the internet. I got to see them in real life, see how tall they actually are. And that was a ton of fun. And I'm already, Sunday morning, I was tired and I was like, all right, I'm good for a little while. But Monday, I was like, I'm excited for the next one, which I'm not going to the next one because it's in Barcelona. And that's a bit far, a bit expensive for me. Especially since this was my first time ever going to a con on a creator pass, which was super cool. First time going out of state for a con, first time staying overnight for a con, first time entering a cosplay contest for a con. Technically not my first time making my own cosplay, because I did make my own Wolverine claws for the first ever Comic-Con I went to. But this was definitely my first big cosplay. So there were a lot of firsts, so there's a lot to be anxious about, and I did spend a fair amount of time being anxious, but all in all, it was so much fun. Everyone was so nice. All the Wizards of the Coast people were super nice and kind and helpful, and I would 100% recommend it to anyone, that even if you go for like a day, just to check things out, get a game or two in. I only really got to play with my own crew, but it was still a lot of fun just being around all the magic people. With these two things out, my Tupperware is now empty. This is my spray painting Tupperware, which hopefully I won't need for a while, because next we're heading into Ren Fair season, so I'll probably make some stuff for that, but I don't plan on making anything quite as big or intense as this. Yeah, thanks for helping me unpack. It was super helpful. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was my MagicCon experience. 10 out of 10, would recommend to new people in the magic space, veterans of the magic space. Check it out. It was a great time. And thanks for coming with me on this whole entire project. Sure, I'll start something up soon, so I'll see you then.